If you're watching this video, you're probably interested in knowing a little bit more about the Nikon ZF. This is a condensed version of my larger talking head review. We're going to go over some of the things I really like about it, some of the quirks I don't really like about it. Start with the good. The leatherette is a really nice leatherette, high quality. I prefer to keep the rear screen closed while shooting stills, so having that instead of a cheap feeling plastic is great. Chunky dials. Very tactile feeling when you want to use them. You've got a threaded shutter button that you can use add-on soft press buttons for, and exposure compensation dial for easy access on the fly. Here you've got a PASM switch, which can be used in combination or in lieu of the dials. And on the right side, you've got this video, stills, and black and white switch, all which retain sort of custom memory settings that correspond to the PASM switch. This is really handy if you use the camera sort of in a hybrid mode. Now we've got the round eye cup. A little bit good and a little bit bad. I really do prefer round eye cups, but the shape of the pentaprism actually lets in some unwanted glare, so this is sort of a 50-50 for me. I would always prefer a round eye cup, but I wish that it was a little bit deeper. The flip out screen is great, but it doesn't quite flip all the way out. It's like 178 degrees. I don't quite understand the design decision here, and it annoys me more often than not when operating in hybrid mode. The front of the camera is a little bit Spartan, and I do wish that these dials were just a little bit more pressed out from the body. They're very recessed and almost flush with the body. Changing aperture and shutter via these dials definitely does not feel as good as on, say, a Z8 or a Z9. Really, the weak point of an otherwise excellent build quality is this little battery door. It's made from very cheap feeling plastic. It scratches very easily, even with an L bracket installed. I wish they had used a little bit better material there. Assuming you're using a third-party grip, like this small rig here, medium-sized lenses and smaller telephotos still balance quite well on this body, which is a happy surprise. I do wish they had moved the D-pad up where the I button is. That's where my thumb naturally just falls, and the I button could go where the D-pad is. You're missing an AF on button up top, and the playback button is on the top left, requiring two-handed operation or burning a custom button, which I did. I set that front button to playback so I can hit it with my ring finger on my right hand. I do wish that Nikon would have included A settings on both the shutter and the ISO dials. I think this would have simplified some things for them, and there would have been less complaints overall about the way auto ISO is handled on this camera. Anyways, on to some samples. I love the vivid colors this camera gives me. It's an excellent sensor. The raw files are great. Helpful manual focus confirmation, a rock-solid autofocus system that rivals other Nikon flagships, and it's super easy to create Lightroom custom presets that bring the most out of these files. So the Nikon ZF, an aesthetically beautiful throwback camera with a gorgeous sensor, great high ISO noise performance, great in-body video performance, excellent for stills, a flippy screen that lets you do professional video work, a kludgy interface, bad ergonomics, a non-ideal button layout. Who's this camera for? I didn't think it was for me until I picked one up. And I think if you're halfway interested in this camera, you deserve it to yourself to rent one, to borrow a friend's, to buy a used one. Just see if you like it. It may end up being for you what it was for me, a total revelation, a complete surprise, and one of the favorite cameras I have ever put my hands on. That's not something we can say very often about a camera. Thank you for watching. Hope you learned something. Hope this was helpful. Please consider liking this video if you like the content and subscribing to the channel if you want to see more. Thanks.